Howdy folks, welcome back to Albie's Backyard Texas Barbecue. Here I am in my garage setting up my Weber kettle with a charcoal snake. I also put in a water pen. Alright folks, here we have the pork butt. It's the bone-in Boston butt. I'm gonna go ahead and make some score marks on the fat cap. This is a Alright folks, now that I've lathered this up with the binder of the Big Kahuna, I'm going to go in with the Big Kahuna rub from PS Seasoning. My goal here is to... Alright folks, here's the pork butt. Once it's been coated and binded. This is my first time using PS Seasonings. So I'm excited to see how this comes out. I will be... Alright folks, here we have it. Here's our charcoal snake. I went ahead and dropped some coals. Added water to the aluminum pan. Also make sure that all your vents are open to allow air. Alright folks, so here we are, the Weber kettle. Reading at 250. That's the ballpark we were looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the bone-in Boston butt. Stay tuned. Alright folks, it seems like the temperature is kind of staying where it needs to be. I'm going to go ahead and spritz it with some pineapple juice. And we are at the 1 hour mark. Stay tuned. And this is what our pork is looking like. Alright folks, here's the pork butt so far. Let's check the temperatures. I'm going to probe it in different areas. I think it's close to almost being wrapped. Alright folks, here we have it. Here's the pork butt. It's a little windy as you can see. But there it is folks. I'm going to throw a chimney full of charcoal to keep this fire going. Alright folks, so here we have it, 165. I'm going to go ahead and pour in that pineapple juice. I'm going to add chunks of pineapple. I will also be adding brown sugar. Alright folks, so here we have it. Unsalted butter, brown sugar, and pineapple slices. So I'm going to throw this back on the pit around the 200s. We do have parts of the pork butt that are... Alright folks, here is my pork butt. As you can see, the bone right there is already separating. Just need to go in there and shred this and pull it apart and render off some of that good. Alright folks, here's a reveal of the pork butt. See? Nice and clean bone that came out of the bone-in Boston butt. Here it is, folks.